That's like stealing from someone. That's such a low price. That is the highest gross yield that I've ever executed on. You don't buy a building for so little if there's not something very fundamentally wrong with it.
Oh, what is the problem?
You'll see in the pre-renovations that this was in terrible shape. You know, we'll lowball them. We'll come in with something ridiculous. We got the deal. These properties are going to rent out quick sticks. Welcome back to another case study. We're back in one of my favorite areas in Johannesburg, the East Rand. Today we're in Boksburg North, area known as Kassen. It's an industrial area which is great for my sort of model of property investing. I look for lower income or affordable housing with good gross yield, meaning that you could get a positive cash flow from day one. So whenever I'm looking at a deal, I want a yield of 20 to 25% for me to be excited. Anything below that, your margin's going to be eaten up by your bond repayments and your levies, and you're probably going to end up having to finance your tenant's lifestyle. So the building we're going to go to now is the third of the 3 purchases that I made at an auction in July 2023. This building I actually didn't get to view before the auction, and I wasn't really planning on bidding on it. But I'd gotten home and I was showing the numbers to my partners, and we realized that if we were successful on those 2 purchases, the Villa Erica and Ravensview, that we'd still have some money left over. So we might as well, let's just bid on this property and, we'll lowball them. We'll come in with something ridiculous. So it's 7 flats, and we were working on a reserve price or max price of 1.1. If anything under 1.1 was accepted, we would proceed. So anyway, I'm sitting in the auction and I'm not really too serious about this one because I hadn't viewed it or anything like that. Anyway, we start the bidding. They start at 500, then 600, 700, 800. At 900, we put in our bid and we said 900 is our max. And yeah, the hammer fell and we got the deal. And to be honest, I had mixed feelings because I thought, geez, 900,000 for 7 flats. That's like stealing from someone. That's such a low price. But what if it's a hijacked building? What if it's in terrible condition? You don't buy a building for so little if there's not something very fundamentally wrong with it. Anyway, I came 2-3 weeks later after the auction had happened. I came here with my inspector and with my builder, and we got a very accurate quote for renovations, and we even started the renovations. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the deal of the year for me. So we bought this property for 900,000 Rand, and no, that's not a typo. That was the purchase price. Obviously, when you're buying at auction, you also have to account for the commission, which is payable by the buyer. You also have to account for your transfer fees and your renovations, which on this deal was quite substantial. We put a budget of 300,000-400,000 Rand to be able to renovate this property. So all of those costs make this deal a little bit more expensive, but the actual purchase price was only 900,000. When fully let, this property will generate 29,000 Rand in rental income, giving a gross yield of 38%. That is the highest gross yield that I've ever executed on. The net cash flow after all expenses will be 9,000 Rand per month with an 18% internal rate of return. There are 2 3-bedrooms, 1 bachelor, and then the rest are 2 bedrooms. We could also potentially convert the garage into an additional unit. It really depends on whether we see that there is enough demand. Some of the stuff that we're focusing on the outside of the building is to change this boundary wall to make it a bit bigger. So we want to push this boundary wall all the way to the edge so that we can create a little bit more parking space. We're very pro on getting parking space into our properties because tenants that have cars tend to be better payers. They've just got more affordability because they've got access to a car. The other stuff that we're focusing on is the boundary wall and security. So when we go inside, I'll show you that the boundary wall is quite low. We want to raise that up a little bit. We want to put some barbed wire and electric fencing around the whole unit to make sure that we're creating that secure, comfortable place for our tenants to come home. Now, this is the building that we didn't view before auction. We had no idea what we were going into, but we did have a very, very high budget for renovations. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and look in the renovated units. It is still a bit of a construction site, so there are a few paint brushes and things happening there, just excuse that. But we're going to look at the post-renovation view, and then I'll also show you some pictures and some video of what it looked like before we did the renovation. So let's go have a look. So here's where we want to do the boundary wall, extend it slightly just to create a little bit more protection and security for our tenants. This is unit 1. This is one of the 3 bedrooms. So first of all, I mean, you look at the quality of these tiles. For me, it's fantastic. Tiling tends to be a very expensive part. That's probably, for this specific unit, that was about 15,000 Rand that we invested. We also just painted everything quite a nice neutral color. So we've got this light blue, we've got the white on the skirtings. This is the kitchen. You know, it's very simple. We just put some nice cupboard space, some tabletops, a new geyser. There's some space here for a fridge or for a stove. So it's really nice, it's clean. Here we come to the first bedroom. This is a pretty smallish bedroom. You're probably looking at a single bed with a cabinet, some really nice built-in cupboards. This unit already had great built-in cupboards. It just needed to be repainted, sometimes touched up a bit. Same with the doors. You can see here that the door used to be brown. All we did was took it off, painted it, cleaned it up, put it back in. So instead of buying new doors, which can be quite expensive, we were just repurposing what was already there. Then on the left here, we've got another bedroom. Again, small double bed or a single bed, could fit quite comfortably in here. Then we move into the bathroom. And again, you'll see in the pre-renovations that this was in terrible shape. So all we did was just painted these tiles because they were old, they had flower patterns on there. It was just totally dated. Cleaned the bathtub, you know, made sure all the plumbing works, just fixed everything so that we can attract good quality tenants. Then here we get into, you know, maybe a bedroom or maybe more the lounge. And then the master bedroom, comfortably fit in a double or a queen size bed with bedside tables, plenty of cupboard space. It looks fantastic. And this is the kind of product that a good quality tenant with good affordability that is, you know, hungry for this kind of this will appeal to them, and this is what they'll come for. So this is unit 2. It's also still in renovation mode, but just to give you an idea of how the 2-bedroom layout looks like. So you've got a quick entryway here. There used to be doors here. We opened this up just to create a nice opening. So you've got your entryway all the way into TV room, lounge, entertainment area. Again, we went with the same color combo. Some units we went for more of a brown or earthy tone. With these ones, we went more for a blue-gray kind of look. There's some work being done in the bathroom, so we'll skip that one. But here is the kitchen. Same kind of feel, look, you know, same kind of finishings. Everything's nice and clean. And then here we come to the bedroom. Lots of space. You could easily fit a double bed in here, probably a king-size bed. And we've got a nice outside area here. Braaiing, which is, you know, a pastime that all South Africans love. As long as we get the security right by fixing the boundary walls, putting in the right level of security, these properties are going to rent out quick sticks. So that's Ann Court, 7 flats for 900,000, probably my best deal of 2023. If you want to execute these kind of deals, consider joining my coaching program. This is where I teach you how to do this. I teach you how to sign offer to purchases, find good deals, negotiate great discounts. I help you build your power team so that you can have the kind of renovations that my guys are doing here. You don't need to do this on your own. There are experienced mentors out there that can give you assistance. So click the link below to find out more. Until next time, happy investing.